Okay, hi, I'm Jackie Miller. Good morning. Thanks again. I'm a registered nurse. I am the inventor of the NuWynd, which is a sustained self-transfer device, and I'm president of Greater Mobility. We don't have our slide up there yet, but we have, NuWynd is actually our logo for this actual product. I've worked in the emergency room and critical care environments for over 35 years. I've worked coast to coast from Los Angeles to New Jersey. I have a lot of time in Texas, Oklahoma, and Kentucky. And I have several years of experience also as an industrial nurse for American Airlines and extensive experience with geriatric and rehabilitation medicine, really all areas. But just to let you know why I created this device.
Good morning, I'm Bob Miller. I'm an engineer and I'm the vice president of Greater Mobility. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in mechanical engineering and an MBA from University of Baltimore. I spent most of my career life in manufacturing and engineering management for 3 different Fortune 500 companies. And altogether I have over 40 years of experience, a little over than Jackie. Together we each have 35 plus years of experience in our respective industries.
Okay, so 2 events led me down this path to inventing a medical product. First of all, I was working in the emergency room. I had a seizure while trying to push a 637-pound patient who was in a wheelchair. That seizure was the result of a neck injury. I have permanent disability for that. You probably can't tell, I'm rocking this shirt. But anyhow, that's one of the first reasons that I did this project. The second reason was after over 30 years of medical experience, coast to coast, the problem of people who have immobility issues is universal. It doesn't matter where you're at. If they have a hard time getting out from a seated to a standing position, they have that. And I was just overwhelmed and I just couldn't get it why we did not have something that we could just roll up to a person that would become stable when they stepped on it and they could self-transfer to that bedside commode or wherever they needed to go. And when they had that particular problem, speaking of that, if you thought about that, what if you couldn't even get up out of your chair or bed just to use the bathroom? How would you feel about that? Or if you had to wear a diaper just to be able to, because somebody couldn't help you to get up. So, with that being said, I had an idea of a person that I knew had an ALS type condition. That person already had a history of many falls. He also had a history of his caregivers getting hurt. I'm all about fall prevention. I'm all about reducing caregiver injuries. So I tried it out with John. He was able to pull himself up, self-transfer to a bedside commode. He laughed out loud. His caregivers no longer got hurt anymore, and he was happy. So increasing independence. Our biggest competition is, people think it's a walker because our product can be used as a walker, but our biggest competition is actually a unit called the Steady. I love the Steady because people can roll it to the person, they can stand up on it and push them somewhere. But it's totally caregiver oriented. The patient cannot use it by themselves to get up and transfer to that commode or get up and use that walker safely. They cannot do bedside exercise with it. They cannot use, my target audience cannot use it for what I intend for them to use it for. And our product has just been recently rated for 800 pounds. This one started out at $350, and it started out at this sales price, and it is now known as the Sarah Study, that is sold for up to $5,000 and rated for 400 pounds. Ours is rated for 800 pounds.
We'll back up to a little bit of something. We've been in business a little over 2 years now. We've perfected a prototype. We've hired a local manufacturing company. We've secured a trademark. We have an international patent pending, and we're getting ready to get the product certified to be covered by insurance. As Jackie mentioned, we recently tested the product. We were thinking it was good for 400 to 600 pounds. It tested at 800 and they stopped testing. It will probably go over that. It has significant other advantages over a walker. You may not know it, but Jackie refers to this as a missile. It takes very little effort to flip that thing over and fall or try to put the brakes on while you're using your hands. We have 2 to 3 times the forward and reverse stability on this unit, and we have 3 to 6 times sideways stability. You virtually have to go 25 degrees before this will tip over. It has spring-loaded wheels. They're recessed, so once you do stand on it, it goes to the floor after we take a look at it. We use a steel alloy for the handles and the horizontal bars, and aluminum base for lightness. The wheels will appear very simple if you look at them, but we're on our 8th iteration of those wheels, and each wheel has 16 parts in it. So it's a little more complicated than it looks.
And in the workplace, you may not know this, but caregiver injuries, people moving, cushioning, repositioning patients, are outnumber injuries in manufacturing, construction alone. About $15 billion a year spent just on caregiver injuries. And with the study here, use it to sit to stand. It will compress as soon as you get up. It won't move anymore. You can
Kathy does a better job at doing
Yeah, there's our model, Kathy. You can sit, after you stood up, you can go to that walker or bedside commode to self-transfer, not have the patient, don't hold on to anybody, pulling one up. They can do it themselves, even if they're slow. They can do bedside physical therapy, whether they attach some therabands like that, or just simply hold on, do Tai Chi, do balance control, gait training, whatever they need to do. Increase their circulation and et cetera. You can use it as a short distance walker because of those spring-loaded wheels that are under there. And if your loved one has fallen, you don't have to call EMS if they haven't broken a hip or something. They can hold on to the bottom, roll it to them to the floor, they can pull themselves up. And when they pull themselves up, you've now got a fall recovery unit. There's going to be about 1.5 billion people who are over 65 here very soon. And there's also, that doesn't even count the number of people who may need temporary use, like hospice or post-surgical. So there's always going to be someone who could use this for a solution. So we need others to embrace our solution that increases user independence and decreases caregiver injuries, which there's a new study that just came out now that says that in 2017, Liberty Mutual says that there's over $15 million a year spent on these caregiver injuries. And so we want to ensure that every healthcare facility in the world can provide a NuWynd.
Round of applause.